Good morning. I am waiting on a few more of the locations to text me and let me know that you're in. I've got a text thread to the staff, so I'm just waiting for them to check and make sure you're live and you can hear this. So please respond so I'll know to start. I'm looking for Mr. Carville, looking for Mr. Sigsworth, looking for Mr. Moffett. I'm looking for Mrs. Stout. We have the girls' dorm and we have Mr. McQuiston's room are connected. Sigsworth is on, connected. Good job, Sigs. Cafeteria is connected. Good job, Mrs. Stout and the others that helped you. And Mr. Carville is in. I'm just waiting on the boys' dorm. I believe Mr. Moffett is there manning that stage. He's good to go. All right, so we're all good. We can begin our chapel. Welcome. It's a rainy Thursday. It is September. We've had a home leave. You're excited to be here, and we're excited to meet you once again. Today's chapel is SA Chapel, so they'll be taking over the bulk of it, but I've got some announcements to make first. But before we do that, we are going to have the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would get ready to say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, our first announcement. Let's see where I have this. Right here. These are my two dormitories. Well, there's a lot of weeds on that boys' dorm on that picture. But anyway, those are my two dormitories. Girls' dorm, boys' dorm. And this announcement is primarily for village students, but it's for dorm students also. A reminder to you, village students are not to be in your dorm unless invited in by the dean. And that's going to be on a rare occasion. They may have invite somebody into their lobby to wait for a ride, but that's at the dean's discretion only. You cannot, as a village student, go into either of the dorms without invitation from the dean. And dorm students, don't ask them to come into your dorm room. It's going to be a big deal if you're caught in that situation because we've asked you not to, and that stumbles into an area that we don't like to call insubordination. But it's a big word. It just means willful disobedience. So please respect our policy at this point. We'll lift that whenever we determine that it is okay to do so based on this whole coronavirus thing lightening up. But until then, that's how we're going to operate. Stay out of the dorms if you're a village student. There are restrooms open on the outside of the LPC if you have to use a restroom in the evening time. During the day, obviously, you go to the ad building for that. The next little item is what we do on a rainy day for rec, such as today. It's a perfect day, a perfect example for this announcement. The LPC was recently able to be reopened at 30% capacity. Their members, many of their members, have been waiting to get back into the gym for a long, long time. And they've just now been allowed to get back into the cardio room and into the actual gymnasium portion. And so I do not want them to come in expecting to be able to use their membership and have our students filling up both sides of the gymnasium and they can't get in there to do what they want to do. It's just not right. They're paying for these memberships and they've been waiting a long time. It is not yet our scheduled season to be in the LPC during rec, where our time is on the field. And I realize when it rains, it's inconvenient. Nobody wants to be out there getting wet, and you'd like to go out and still get your energy. But there's too many of us to go in at this time. There will come a time when we play basketball and volleyball. We'll have our 6:30 to 7:30 slots scheduled, and all their members will know it. But I'm not wanting that to happen right now. So at this point, the LPC is not available for use during rec time at all. That means you can't go there as an individual, and we can't go there as a school. So just because it rains doesn't mean rec is automatically in the LPC. Tonight, the games have been canceled because of the rain, but I think there is a willingness. Supervision will sit there under umbrellas or whatever and watch you. If you want to go out there in the rain and just to get your energy out, you can certainly do it, but it'll be on the field provided there's no lightning or any other storms that would make that dangerous. So rec will not be in the LPC until it's communicated that that's where it is. All right. Hang on just a second. There's something I got to take care of. Just pause just 1 minute. Hang on. Yeah. I'll be right back. The copy machine. Something's messing up on the copy machine.
Hey, boys. Hey, I need all my officers, guys. We need to find a quiet, private place. We got a lot to talk about, guys. Banquet's coming up. We don't have anything planned. You guys would come into the office real quick. Charles, Cade, Derek, you guys come on in. Come on in.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, guys, shut the door. We gotta make sure we have everything.
What's up, Sam?
All right.
Okay.
Beautiful. Okay, so anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? What are you thinking? We want this to be fun. We want it to be amazing. Do you guys have any ideas?
Okay,
What we should do?
Okay, hear me out. What if we do a pirate theme? Look, you could dress up like Blackbeard, AJ could dress up as a parrot, and then we could have 3-man water balloon fights across the field. They're like your own little cannon, you rule the seas, it would be amazing. And all the food.
I don't know. Any other ideas?
Yo, guys, don't tell nobody. But what if we did a Frozen themed banquet?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I would love a Frozen themed banquet. Let it go, let it go.
Dude, what's wrong with you? Guys, let's do a Wild Western Carnival theme. What do you think?
Oh,
What do you think?
guys, that's a great idea.
sounds like a
Great idea.
Wow.
Hey, what are you guys doing? What are you doing in my office?
We were looking for a quiet, private place. Just to organize banquet. Sorry.
This is not a private place.
This is your office. The door was shut. We even closed the blinds.
Come on,
But the whole world's watching.
What do you mean?
The chapel's going on right now.
What? Chapel?
Can they hear us?
Yeah.
Oh my
They can hear us
goodness.
right now?
No. Yo.
Oh.
It's too late. It's too late, you guys. Well, guys, it's Sam. So please come to Boys Club Banquets. The date is Sunday afternoon, October 25th. Remember, it is a Wild Western Carnival theme. All right, just remember that. Typically, it is $10 a person. We lowered it to $5 just for you guys. Make sure to pay at the finance office, and the deadline is October 19th. So come to Boys Club Banquet!
Woo!
All come back here. You all come back here, you hear?
We're going to have a moment of silence as all you gentlemen think about the young lady you might like to ask to this banquet. So we're just going to pause while you do that now. All right, now that you got it all figured out, we're going to go on with the rest of the announcements. We have something at Fletcher called Student of the Month. And if you're new here, the faculty, they get together at one of the faculty meetings, and we go through names. We think about, who do we want to recognize as just exhibiting some extra special good behavior, not just behavior, but just a good attitude and a spirit towards their fellow students, towards their teachers, their classes, just the whole lifestyle here. And we want to recognize these two individuals now. We choose a guy and a girl each month, and then the faculty have a few things to say about them. So I'm going to read what we have to say about these students, and then I will, oh, look at that. Yeah, this is for September. And then we will tell you who they are. So this first person the faculty had to say about them, this is a girl. Such a cheerful, happy face. I really appreciate that you always try to make people's day better. She brightens people's day with her positive attitude and joy. Always had a smile on her face and is very willing to help in any way she can. She has been such a positive spiritual role model on campus. She is someone who radiates joy wherever she goes and lets her light shine brightly for Christ through her enthusiastic personality. She's fun and happy. Your high energy and laughter is contagious. You bring joy to my classroom every day. I see Jesus shining in you. And the student of the month, girl, female, is, yay! Normally in chapel I'd hear a lot of cheering and happiness. In my office it's just me, silent. All right. Thank you, Larissa, for being such a wonderful asset to our campus. And for the guy, your love for God and willing spirit are noticed and appreciated. You always go out of your way to say hello, just a respectful guy. Your genuine care and concern for others and your helpful spirit are such a blessing to our school. You are very selfless, considerate of other people's needs, and responsible. You have a positive attitude and demonstrate leadership qualities. You're a hard worker with a humble spirit and a strong willingness to help others. Very courteous and sincere student. Thank you for always having a positive attitude. And the student of the month for the guys belongs to Nick Lacey. Good job, Nick. And Larissa, if you can stop by my office sometime today, I have these Student of the Month certificates for you, and on the back is written the comments I read so that you can keep them forever and always. Congratulations. I think I am ready for campus ministries. Here's the campus ministries announcements. All right. This Friday evening, Vespers, The Chosen at 2 locations, the chapel and the girls' dorm chapel. I realize we've been bouncing around with different ideas. We had 3 locations for a while. We've decided to do 2. The chapel can handle a few more people, and we can fit in those 2 locations, we believe. So those are the 2 locations for The Chosen. I believe this is number 3. Number 4? Are we at 4 already? I'm sorry. I'm out of the loop. And so are the people that are here with me. Sabbath activities. Breakfast will be at the church at 10 a.m. And then you will also have church, and they'll announce where you're going for the church service. Open campus will be from 12 to 4. I want you to be outside. Today you can't be. There's no good wreck tonight. So then you can be out, get some fresh air. Enjoy the outside. I was a little disappointed the trip we took up into the pink beds to hike. I didn't go on it, but it was reported there was only 13 of you that went. That's a pretty sad testimony to what you guys like to do on Saturday afternoon. I realize you're teens. I realize you're tired. I get it, but there's a beautiful world out here, and when we get an opportunity to go, you should take advantage because eventually it'll be too cold to go, and right now it's not. So. At this time, we're only going to go on campus from 12 to 4. Lunch will be at 4 o'clock. Sundown worship at 6:30. Meet at the flagpole and bring a Bible. That is the campus ministries time. So now I'm going to close with prayer, and then I'm going to turn the time over to the Student Association. So let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for our school. Thank you that we are still meeting in person. We are open, and we've not had any major incidents. Continue to place a hedge of protection around us, and keep our students and our staff safe from illness and sickness. Lord, be with the SA as they have the rest of our chapel, and we handle some elections. Guide and direct in that. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, I will turn it over to your, I will turn it over to your SA president.
Hey guys, so today we are gonna be handling chapel, but before we get into like the worship part of today, we're gonna do elections. So today we're electing 4 offices. We're electing Creation Health, Treasurer, Secretary, and Public Relations. For Public Relations, we have Sofia Acevedo that's running. We have, for Creation Health, we have Clarice Diaz and Jonathan Alvarez that are going to be running. And for Treasurer, we have Zabdi that's going to be running. So later today, you'll be getting an email or a parent alert with a Google form about how you can elect your officers for these next officers that we'll be doing today. So we're going to have a video that's going to be playing. Each of them have created a video and recorded it that tell why they want to be this office and why they're the best for the job. So think critically who you want to put in these offices, and I think we're going to have an amazing year. But we're going to play these videos now.
My name is Jonathan Alvarez. Many of you know me as Johnny. I'm currently running for SA Health Coordinator and would appreciate your vote. There are others that are also running for it and are very capable to direct our social recreational activities such as fall picnic, winter Olympics, spring picnic, and more programs from the Student Association. But what makes me stand out? Well, quite frankly, nothing. But because we all have the drive and because we all have the dedication that is needed to do a great job. But wait, there might be one more thing. I'm very creative and I like to implement the student body, right? So what does that mean? Well, Rona has, let's say, scrambled up the omelet a little bit and has replaced things with other things like handshake, Sabbath in the mountains, and hopefully we can still have them, but right now have been replaced, right? So having me in this position, taking note of a lot of what you guys think and want for this year can really benefit you and me, because we want to have the best year. And even with Rona tying our hands behind our backs, I think we can do it. So I'm your man. Vote me for SA Health Coordination.
All right, so that was Jonathan. Now we're going to have our next one for Creation Health.
Hey everyone, it's Clarice. As you may already know, I'm running for Creation Health Coordinator. And what this job entails is I get to help SA plan for banquets or for picnics and events such as that. And I also get to give you guys talks about health every once in a while. So I know a lot of the talks have been about the New Start program, but this year I want to start something different. I want to talk about mental health. And I know that's kind of a hard topic to talk about, and I know people aren't always really willing to listen, but this year has been a rough one, and I've gone through things myself, things that I've learned from, and things that I hope I can share with you guys and bring benefit to your lives. I know a lot of you guys struggle with things because I've heard stories, I've talked to people, and I know this year hasn't been an easy one. So I hope I can give you guys encouraging talks that uplift you and make you realize that God is your true healer. I really want to make these as fun as possible because it can be very boring sometimes, and I definitely get that. But I hope we can have an amazing year together. Please vote for me if you feel like what I have to offer is something that will apply to you. I hope I can make this year the best for you and for the school. And I really hope that I can get the opportunity to help and serve my fellow SA officers. I'm really excited to share all the topics that I already have planned for you guys, and I really hope you can get the support and the help that you need with your health. So thank you guys for listening, and have an amazing day.
Awesome. So next is Sophia with the PR secretary.
Hi guys, I'm Sophia and I'm running for PR Secretary. As a PR Secretary, my job would be to decorate the bulletin boards in the ad building and to work with the rest of the SA team to help make decisions and organize events. I would love to be the PR Secretary because I have the dedication and the drive to achieve the goals I set for myself. And I genuinely believe I could be a valuable asset to the SA team. This is my 3rd year at Fletcher and I have really grown to love this place, and it's become a home away from home. This is why I want to do my best to better Fletcher in whatever ways I can. And I feel like I can do that best as PR Secretary. So I really hope you guys vote for me. Thank you.
So next will be treasurer with Melissa doing that.
Hi guys, so as many of you probably already know, my name is Zabdi. You guys probably also know this, but I am running for SA Treasurer this year. Now, some of the reasons for why I'm willing to become your SA Treasurer is the fact that I am very interested in general in the financial responsibility of any type of thing. I am very interested in how it works and how things can be better, how it can benefit everyone. For these reasons, I have been looking into it these past 2 years, and I feel like I've gained a lot of knowledge that could be very useful for this year. I hope that with my knowledge and my experience that I've held before, I could partake in the big decisions that we make in our school so we can have some fun trips, or not trips, but a fun banquet or something fun that we can still do during this time, and especially this time. And I also hope that it can be reasonable and affordable for all of us, and that we could even save money for next year's people. I hope that you will be able to trust me this year and that you guys will trust the SA members this year to make these decisions, and I hope you will be very proud of us in the end. In the end, I hope you vote for me, and I hope that you choose the rest of the SA people just as well. Thank you.
So that was Zabdi. Now we're going to do Melissa.
Hello, Fletcher Academy. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa and I am a senior and I am running for SA Secretary. I am running against none other than myself, so I'm sure it will be a very close race. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I'm sorry that there's not a familiar face running for this position, but hopefully I will get to meet you at some point very soon. So originally I was going to run for Creation Health Coordinator because I'm very passionate about health, and I think health is especially important right now in the midst of a pandemic. And I had a lot of ideas for the role, but I realized that actually being an SA for something else, there was nobody running for secretary, and I think I would enjoy doing that job as well. And it would put me actually in a better position to be able to work with the Creation Health Coordinator, and then there would be ideas coming from 2 people instead of just 1 person for that, so it would actually be better. But, so I'm running for secretary. Now, why do I want to be your SA secretary? So I love coming up with ideas and helping plan for things, and I also want to be able to help advocate for students, you guys as a student body. So I hope that on SA we end up with a diverse group of people so that you guys have good ideas too, and you may not be comfortable approaching a certain person with an idea, but you are with somebody else, or maybe you don't know somebody on SA, but you do know somebody else. So with a wide variety of people and personalities that do work well together, there are people there for everybody to be able to approach and for us to be able to make your ideas a reality. And in addition to that, I think so far we have a really good team this year that I would really look forward to being able to work with those people. And also, working together with a team. And also, I just want to help be able to make this a really great year despite all the restrictions that we are having to have with COVID-19, which is totally changing the way everything is going to look. So we need a really good team to still be able to make sure that this can be a good year, because this can be a good year. We can still enjoy it and have fun and make high school memorable despite all the restrictions. And hopefully some of those will let up as the year progresses, so we will be able to have even a wider choice of options that we can do. I also want to be able to help the other members carry out their ideas. because all of us have good ideas, so I want to be able to help them carry that out and fulfill it and help them with the work behind the scenes. And obviously, of course, in everything that I do, my desire is to serve God, and so this is another way that I can serve the people around me and in turn be serving God, to be helping my fellow students with anything that they may be having. So if you have any kind of questions or need help with anything, you can come and approach me and I'll try to help. So why should you vote for me for SA Secretary? Well, I do have some experience with leadership positions. On my freshman year, I was on Girls Club, and that was the year that we had to help plan a banquet. So I was on Girls Club and helped with that. Also, last year, Time with God looked very different for your new students who don't know. And Danny Fuentes and I were co-directors for that, so helps lead out in that. And I'm pretty organized when it comes to keeping track of things that need to be kept track of, say in school, like assignments, and remembering ideas just that kind of get put on the back burner that people say they're going to do and then they don't. You know, I'm pretty good at remembering stuff like that and reminding. And so just keeping track of things. And also communication is very important, getting emails out and stuff. I think I'm pretty good at communicating in advance to make sure that people know ahead of time what is going to be coming up and not putting it off until the last minute so that we're all scrambling to get together. And also just following through with ideas, like starting things and then actually going through with that, and not procrastinating too much to where it's impossible then to do what you want to do. And I also have an eye for detail that I've been told, so that's also important as a secretary. And just to be able to represent you guys, to have that as something that I can do. And I think together we can make this a great year so that you guys have things to look forward to and don't just feel like this year is a drag more so than normal because everything looks very different. And I want the new people especially to be able to have a great experience, especially if you're a new senior or junior and you're not going to have that many years here. We still want to make this a very memorable experience for you guys and have you guys come to love Fletcher Academy the way that those of us who have been here for multiple years do. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you would like to have me as your SA secretary.
All right, so an email will be coming out later today with a Google form so you guys can elect these officers. So next we're gonna have William. He's gonna be leading us into worship thought for today. So please give him your attention.
Oh, hey y'all. So, maybe when our campus was more in a state of dryness, you might have noticed some smoke or smelt some smoke. I really hope you did, because if not, then your powers of observation are not the most tuned up. But anyways, so what I did was after I saw the smoke, I was like, you know what? The pyromaniac came out in me a little bit. And I'm like, I gotta go check that fire out. And so Josh and I went down and we looked at the fire. And I mean, there's tons of smoke covering everything. So I was like, you know, it's gotta be a huge, huge fire. And I know like the pile of logs that they were burning. So I'm like, you know, that pile of logs is probably like engulfed in flames. So I go down there and it was so anticlimactic, it was horrible. So I went down there and it really wasn't that exciting. It was like just a pile smoking. And so then I went a little bit closer and I could see a fire like inside, and it was hot and everything, but I had to get in pretty close to see the fire. And I was thinking, specifically this last couple months or whatever, there's things that I do as a senior, as pastor, that are sort of like the smoke. You see me like change the board every day, or I say hi to you, or maybe I sit with you, go out of my way to sit with you, and it's just sort of the smoke. And so you're like, well, maybe William has a big fire and has a big love for God, and then you go and maybe you look and it's really anticlimactic. And I have been going through that. I was like, man, I don't want this. And you go a little bit further, and there is a fire. There's definitely a fire there. But it's so much smaller than you thought. And I think about that in my own life, and that's not what I want. I want a fire for God that just consumes the whole pile, that everybody can see from a long ways away. Not because of me, but because of God, 100% because of God. And recently that's not been what has happening. And so it reminded me sort of something. I was a little bit discouraged, and I was trying to spend some time with God, and I just wasn't really feeling it. But I prayed a prayer asking that He would help me out with a love for Him and just wanting to spend time with Him. And He sort of brought to mind a certain chapter in the Bible that I very much so appreciate. And that is Ezekiel 37. And it's probably the most famous part of Ezekiel, I would assume. But you may have never heard it. If so, it's going to be a wild ride for you, I hope. So Ezekiel 37 says, and this is Ezekiel who's writing this. It says, "The Lord took hold of me, and I was carried away by the Spirit of the Lord to a valley filled with bones. He led me all around among the bones that covered the valley. They were scattered everywhere across the ground and were completely dried out. Then he asked me, 'Son of man, can these bones become living people again?' And I said, 'O sovereign Lord, you alone know the answer to that.' Then he said to me, 'Speak a prophetic message to these bones and say, Dry bones, listen to the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Look, I am going to put breath into you and make you live again. I will put flesh and muscles on you and cover you with skin. I will put breath in you, and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am the Lord.' So I spoke the message, just as he told me. Suddenly, as I spoke, there was a rattling noise all across the valley. The bones of each person came together and attached themselves as complete skeletons. Then, as I watched, muscles and flesh formed on their bones. Then skin covered their bodies, but there was still no breath in them. Then he said to me, 'Speak a prophetic message to the winds, Son of man. Speak a prophetic message and say, This is what the sovereign Lord says. Come, O breath, from the four winds, breathe into these dead bodies so that they will live again.' So I spoke the message as he commanded me, and the breath came to their bodies. Then all came to life and stood up on their feet, a great army." And so it goes on to talk about how Israel was like the dry bones. They were dead. They didn't have any life in them. And I have been dead and don't have life in me. And to me, that's like, okay, well, I'm dead. There's no hope. But this right here says that there is hope, because crazy things happen. And if I want to be alive, then I can ask God, and I will be alive. And I'll be a massive fire. So hopefully this has had a positive impact on you. Maybe some of you can relate, and you want a bigger fire, but you just really can't do it on your own. You've tried maybe, or maybe you just don't know where to start. But I know definitely, just in the last couple of days, I've sort of been praying this prayer and spending time with God, that my walk is starting to get better again. And it's really, 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 really exciting that my walk is starting to get better again, because probably a walk with God is the most underrated thing on the face of the planet. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, so please join me as I pray with you to close out chapel. Dear Father, thank you so much for this day, even though it's raining outside. I pray that you'll be with the people who have been hit by the hurricane and other hurricanes and fires and just all the natural disasters, period. God, I pray that you will breathe life into our dry bones, our dead bones, because we can't do it ourselves, that you will light our fire and make it huge so that we're not just a bunch of smoke coming out of a pile of logs. I pray that you will bless this food as we go to eat, and that we will do well with all of our assignments today in school. In your name, amen. Bye.